Hey, what's going on, guys? 118 Set Shadow here. Hope everyone has been having a good holiday weekend, and we got the New Year's coming around soon. And with that, we're getting close to the end of 2023's market watches, and this is scheduled to be the last one for this year. And I'm looking forward to a great new year for 2024 with a lot of new product. And then when it comes to Vanguard, we'll have Divine Z coming up to take over where Overdress left off. But let's go ahead and get started with today's market watch. Our first item for today is going to be a Lyrical Monasterio starter from set 10. This came from the collaboration of Hololive with Cardfight Vanguard under a starry sky of dancing Sakura, Mi Comet. This card has a texture foil SP as well as a regular double rare rarity available from this set, where there's plenty of copies available right now for the double rare. And then if you want the SP version, there are 7 listings left on that, starting at 59. I'm bringing this up right now again because of Lyrical Set 4 coming out next month. So I would anticipate this card will see a bump in price from its lows at this point, given that there are a number of Lyrical Monasterio decks that can play an alternate starter just for the sake of playing an alternate starter. And this one is an SP, so it can fit that quite nicely. Shout out to that Penguin Dragon from last week pointing this out to me. Estus Misa, the triple rare foil that comes out of the trial deck for Lyrical Monasterio, got bought out. And that was from last week, and it's still holding true. Right now, the low price on this is $12, and listings that have been sold, someone did buy a copy for $12 last week, but they've mostly been $3 across the board. Yeah, mostly just $3 across the board here. And if we take a look, let me see here. The SP of Misa is starting at $37 right now with 5 listings. And if you want the LSP, it's starting at $140 at this point. So, I mean, if you also just want to pick up the common, that's 30 cents to start off with. So being the middle child of the whole lot, it is still the cheapest of all the foils, but pretty expensive given that it's still just a triple rare that's... Actually, it's not guaranteed in each box. I don't think it's guaranteed in each one either, if I'm not mistaken. No, I don't think so. I can't remember. I haven't opened one of those lyrical trial decks in a while. But let's keep going here. Alpin is down in price. One of the Sylvan Horn Beasts from set 7, which had seen a spike in value back when Magnolia Mask had come out. Now it's back in below the $10 range and has quite a few listings available. 25 listings overall, starting at about $8. The FFR is also down from its market price and is 9 listings with $40.25 as the cheapest. So that's also gone down. Tideline Dragon, which comes out of set 9. This card is a pretty good candidate for Persona Ride support, but ultimately it hasn't really taken off very far in value. The FR is $3 base, market price is $4.81, and if you want the double rare, that's almost $2 to pick up base, and the market price is $1.67. With Leonorn still being pretty prominent, you might still be able to throw this in there if you're playing the Mask engine, but if you're not, then it's not as likely you'll find Tideline Dragon as useful right now. Ernester Iveta, the holofoil of this card from Lyrical Set 2, is still a pretty penny right now, where it's about $4 to pick up, and it does have a fair amount of copies around $4 before it jumps up to just over $5.50. So if you do want to pick these up for when Kyrie gets its newer support in Lyrical Monasterio, because ultimately Kyrie, one of its biggest proponents is that it can really utilize the friend engine for extra power on top of the power that I can already get. Then to that same point about Kyrie, Yasman is down in price. This is the promo that I was talking about where its foil was starting at around $100. But the regular promo of this has also dropped in value. It's now $15 to start off with, but 5 listings. And if you want the foil, $30 to start off with 9 listings. And it finally sold at $35 too. But again, we're moving into January, so I would expect we're still going to see more quantities of these. And given that Kyrie herself has not been taking off in value, I don't anticipate this to really maintain its value. Maybe at this point it could maintain, but if anything, it would probably just keep going lower, I think. Azultus, this one is Azel support that comes out of the same promo pack, but this one has gone up since I last took a look at it. The base promo is $22.42 for its base listing. Market price is lower than that at $17.09. And if you want the foil, right now it's $40 and market price is $26.90. Historically for this one, this has only sold twice so far, $28.79, $25, so there just haven't been enough on the market. So another one to just give some time, and I would think that it would come down after a while. Greedon Kunai is also back down from its hype price that we saw last time. $12, or rather $11.50 right now if you want the regular one. And then if you want the foil, it's still $30 right now. And listings are still underneath 10 listings a piece. Again, another one to wait on for January, as we'll get more copies by that time. But something that we're not going to be getting more copies of for a while is Alla d'Argente. This one has dropped to 2 listings and has been selling at around $9 recently. The only 2 listings available now are $10 and $14, with a combined count of 14 copies at this point. Even though Vanguard support has dropped in value, this is a card that has actually gone up in comparison, given that it's a promo that came out of a sneak peek. So picking it up again is not that easy right now. It could also have to do with the fact that Mytharch Habitat saw a spike in value and is under the same status of being a sneak peek promo. So there's likely some case of... Wow, what is the acronym? Basically, nobody wants to miss out on this one if they want to play Vanguard right now. Greedon is pretty accessible if you want to build that right now. If you want the original from set 3, it's 50 cents to start off with, and market price is 82 cents. Greedon Mask, the triple rare for that is 20 cents to start, and market price 60 cents. So market and availability wise, both of them are still under $1, making this deck fairly cheap to pick up. And if you want the high rarities, the original Greedon is $15, and if you want the FFR, $60. The filter is not showing the alternate art Greedon that you get out of this set. Let's see if I can find that. There we go, Greed Dominator Arval. If we take a look at that one, that's $96.46 base price. It's down from the $100 range, and recently has only been selling $96 to $105. So I guess I can't really say only. $105 is still a lot of money. But this card is overall down in value when it comes to its market price, so still more room to potentially drop. But Greedon has been a pretty good contender recently, so I'm not sure about that. We haven't looked at the World Origin cards for quite a while, so just to look at that again. English, we have 4 World Origins, 2 Over Triggers and 2 Heal Triggers. We have Favoronia from set 5, which is a Dark States heal trigger. Also, we got it misprinted, and I don't think we ever got a corrected print of this. It does not have its shield value of 15k. And then in terms of listings, 9 listings overall, just over $8.50 to pick up. Market price is around that much. Vame Freeze, the Dark States World Origin Overtrigger, 523 to start, 514 market price, 19 listings, so easy to pick up now. True Arbitrator Dural Vase is the Cater Sanctuary World Origin Overtrigger, 275 is the base listing, market price 328. And then Soul Repose Pixie Petronella, $5 base listing, 11 listings, and the market price for this is $239. So this one seems to be up in value. We take a look at it. That's lightly played for $5. And then we've got a number of other $5 and $6.50 copies on this one. But if I recall correctly, the last time I saw this get bought out to $5, it didn't get bought that many times, and eventually more copies ended up on the market cheaper. But Set 4 has been out of print for a long time, so at some point I would imagine this price point to stick or rise. We'll see if this is the time. It has been bought a few times this month for almost $5, so we may be getting to a sticking point of $5 on this card. Taking a look at Mushi King support from set 13, it's cheap. The most expensive in terms of market price right now are Japanese Beetle and Machine Gun Punches, both of them around or at $1 in value. And if you take a look at everything else that's available, you've got Super Tornado Throw as the next big card, which is a market price of 51 cents, and 38 cents is the low listing. Everything else is pretty much everything else except maybe the Tarantula Stag Beetle is basically 22 cents or under right now. It's amazing how cheap the overall core of this deck is, and it's still a pretty strong deck to play. So yeah, if you want to build Mushi King, it's very simple to pick it up at this point as far as the core goes. Then we've got Blazing Heavenly Render Equipped Dragon Apogea. This card is also from set 13, and it's a little low on listings, which is why I want to cover it here. It's a $3 card right now, but most players have been picking this up for $4. But that's 30 copies available for $3, plus the shipping, which will make it $4 if you buy a single. But it's 8 listings overall, so the listings are more consolidated at this point on the lower end. And it goes all the way up to $6, and we'll see what happens from here. But I wouldn't imagine this to really sell out, despite the low listings. And finally, Elementaria Sanctitude, which, despite the fact that you've got the full art available, the full art is not leading in price right now. The ones that are leading in price are the ones from the trial deck and the original promo from the original trial decks, $19 and $20 respectively, while the full art is $18 right now. But the full art's market price is still higher at $18.67 and then $17.33 and $16.71 if you want to pick up the ones that come out of the trial decks. More specifically though, we've got $18, 22 copies for that base listing before it goes back up to $19. So there's room there. And then, let's see here. We look at the original promo version, that's $20 base right now. Yeah, $20 base, and there's single copies for the most part on the low end. Then we go up to $27, which wouldn't be worth picking up given that you can just pick up the full art for cheaper and it has more listings available. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next year. Thanks.